Hey, good morning, and welcome to the podcast that no one would ever listen to. It's Monday once again, March 29th, 2021. I just got home from a jog. I did about 7 kilometers, but I gotta be honest, it wasn't an all-out jog. I just did an alternate of walking and jogging. I consider it my meditation, and the reason why I do it is because it just helps me relax. I kind of zone out, when I'm doing it, and it clears my head from everything else. It feels like I'm shutting off life's bad reality. And also, the mental clarity you get after an exercise is incomparable. It's one of the best feelings ever. I just wish I could do more of it, and longer ones too, like I used to. I remember I used to travel to different cities to join marathons and half marathon events. Now, I'm just very, very heavy. I think I'm close to 100 kilos, and I need to lose weight and fast too. Yeah, losing weight. Oh my goodness. I have a long way to go. You know what kills me? It's food. I mean, exercising is the easy part because I enjoy doing it. I don't feel obliged doing it. That's what I mean. But the food, man, that's where my battles happen. Like, for example, I can jog in the morning, come home, and devour 3 sunny side up eggs, 3 hot dogs, and 3 cups of rice, depending on what's for breakfast. It's usually like that. After that meal, I'd pour 4 spoonfuls of chocolate powder on hot water, no sugar, just pure chocolate. I stir it thoroughly like it's the Milky Way. Then I take a sip, and as soon as that rich, warm chocolate hits my body, it's amazing. So basically, that morning cardio burned 600 calories, but what I ate after that was about 1,000 calories plus. And that's only for breakfast. I'm like a big kid. I'm not sophisticated when it comes to food. Like, my favorite food to date is still fried chicken. That crispy skin and tender meat. You dip it into gravy. Put it on top of white rice hill, which you engineered using your fingertips. Pick it up. Put it in your mouth. Jesus Christ! Oh my goodness. Also, the snacks and soda are really the devil's. Ruffles Lays. Fabulous fries, like Picnic, the original and the blue one. Keep munching those chips while sitting down working, and you wash it off with cold soda, root beer, Zesto, Dalandan, oh my goodness, Sprite, Coke. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. One more thing, the late night cravings. You just feel like you want to eat because it's part of your system now, and you're aware of this. You know it's bad for you. But you're still able to stand and walk to the kitchen and open 3 packs of spicy pancit canton. Your mouth watering as you mix the oil, soy sauce, and flavoring, which probably is poison. But you don't care. The smell gets you. Then you stick a fork in it, roll it to get that thick noodle. Then you shove it in your mouth. Pow! Oh my goodness. What about ice cream, man? Vanilla, cookies and cream, double Dutch, any of those. Those are my favorites. You put it in a glass, take a piece of ripe banana, use it as a topping, scrape it with a spoon, and as soon as it hits your mouth and tongue, my heart goes boom! Ah, man. I'm sorry, I love food. I love food so much. Not only that, alcohol too. Cold beer, and on the side is grilled chicken, pork belly, kinilaw, bulalo, dinuguan, sunog ba na bangus, prito nga mani, crispy pata, chicken skin. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. And you just enjoy while you're drinking and having a conversation with your friends and eating at the same time. And you can't stop because alcohol triggers appetite. Even if you're full, you don't feel full. You just keep on going and going and going and going. Thank God I don't smoke. Not anymore. You know what? All of which can really take a toll in your body. This is going to be really personal, but hey, it's my podcast. I don't really care. I remember waking up and seeing my stepfather on the floor with blood on his forehead. He had a stroke. We were asleep. He maybe had a good hour before we finally get to him. That was one of the scariest things that happened to my life. And this was the peak of COVID, by the way, when people were paranoid about everything. As you might recall, there was a time when even coughing in public places is scary to other people, you know? As soon as you go, they're going to distance from you right away. So when we got to the hospital, they had to ask me a bunch of questions, which was part of the protocol. And mind you, I can't explain the emotion that was going through my body during that time. I was scared. I was angry. I had a lot of mixed emotions in me, and I had to answer these questions. But just like I said, I do understand. It was part of their protocol. Then they had to ask me when was my last travel and where it was. I had to be honest. I told them I'm an overseas worker from China and I just got home for a vacation. And bro, you should see the reaction from their faces. For a while, when COVID hit, it was relatively new. I remember from March to June, I would avoid questions on my whereabouts because there was a discrimination towards China, Chinese people, and the Filipinos who works there. But I can't blame them really. When I had to run my documents to try to get back to China, I would go to these government agencies, right? And I won't mention the names of the agency, but no bullshit. Everyone that worked in that office had this disgust and fear look on their faces when they saw my papers that said China on it. I swear to God. But going back to my stepfather, watching him on ICU, by the way, you know what? I think one of the saddest working environment a person could ever work is a hospital. But, I understand, nurses and doctors are used to that because they're there every day. But for me as a person just going there, I just felt that way. It's one of the saddest working environment. And by the way, I think caregivers are underrated. I think they should be respected like how you would respect a nurse or, a doctor, honestly. We were fortunate to have a caregiver that really was passionate about his job. And we didn't treat him as any other person. He was like a family member. We were lucky to have that guy, for real. When I was there at the hospital almost every day, I started to notice patients, coming in and out in that emergency room. And I realized that stroke is quite common and it doesn't really choose age at all. Matter of fact, there was this young woman in her early 30s from Surigao who suffered a stroke. I had a conversation with a friend of hers. She said they were just invited for a birthday party. She ate lechon, had a few shots of beer, and then, bam, it happened. Heart attack, stroke doesn't have any specific demographic. But I thought it was only for older people who never exercised at all. I was wrong. I just recently found out that heart disease is still the leading cause of death in the Philippines, which makes a lot of sense because the contributing factors for this is available everywhere. Greasy food, alcohol, cigarettes, and it's legal. Mind you, every time that I see or hear people talk about stroke or a family member of theirs have a stroke or died from a heart attack, whatever, those warnings doesn't really sink in because it's not directly affecting me or any of my relative or any of my family members. But when it happened to my stepfather, how I looked at life completely changed. Analyze this. The inability to communicate or even the pleasure of being able to utter words like saying hello or goodbye or I miss you. I'm sure for a stroke victim, they will speak volumes of regret if they can. And hearing that squeaky rusted wheel on your wheelchair being pushed around and seeing people walk, run, I'm sure if you have a stroke, you'd feel like your life just stopped. In life, nobody's waiting for you to heal so you could catch up. You are your greatest fallback. It's been proven time and time again. Nobody's really going to help you but yourself. You'll have to motivate yourself to learn how to walk again, to speak. Accept that you'll have to go back to square one like a child. One step at a time. It doesn't matter how slow as long as you're moving forward. But you'll have to force yourself to take those small steps. Once again, I don't know what emotions are going through a person who has a stroke, but I'm sure it's hard. But it shouldn't be a reason for you to drift and just give up. Like your days are over. Using it as an analogy towards life. What's left of it is a gift. What's left of your life is a gift. No matter how much time you have left, you'll have to wake up and live. That's it for today's podcast. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers!